It's time for a little bloomin' news. And to be honest with you, there isn't any news. I actually wanted to do something fun. And I want to do something fun in a way that I want to make it known that I'm probably going to ruffle some feathers with this, but it's all in good fun. We all have our different opinions. And I'm very curious what you feel about it. I'm going to run through their albums. I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. I encourage anyone who's listening, definitely if you disagree, I'd love to know what your least favorite to your favorite is and why that would be. So I figure I'm going to get this ball rolling. I'm going to go ahead and start with my fourth favorite album. This one right here. Telegram. Overall, I think this album is good, but I think there's something that doesn't completely mesh right. It's got its moments where it pops and there's got its moments where it lays back, but it just doesn't feel consistent. And this is what brings it down on my list. Here's the interesting thing. This is the album where I got into them. One of my friends sent me a video of the Salamin and said, this is getting very big over in the Philippines. Check it out. So I did, and I thought it wasn't too bad. It reminded me of the really cutesy K-pop that I was into at the time, but the rap in it, part where Stacy's rap actually is, it just hearing the language in the rap and something about it was just really what caught me and then just kind of blew my mind. With that being said, this album, even though it's on the bottom of my list, this has one of their best songs, and this has a song that ever since I've heard it the first time lives in my head and will not leave. And I mean that actually in a very good way. Much like everybody knows, this knows the song well. My favorite song on this, a song that is just so darn stuck in my head, is actually Pentropical. I love that song. I've jammed to that song a lot of times. It's interesting because for music people out there, it seems like it played in the relative minor as well as in the major, and fit really good with the accompaniment of the song. So it's a very interesting song in that way. My least favorite song on it is where it's going to get interesting and probably going to upset some people is Salamin. And I think that's because of the fact that it's very much reminiscent of a lot of the cutesy K-pop and J-pop that I've been listening to for a long time. Maybe it's to the point where it doesn't affect me like it would if it was more of the style of some of the rest of the stuff on here. I do want to point out I would still listen to this anytime. The number 3 album would be Feel Good. To me is an interesting album because it feels like the album where they're trying to really play it safe, where there's nothing that's really standing out as being a risk in a way or something that, you haven't heard before. It's just your standard checks all the boxes type of pop album. And I don't mean that in like a bad way because the songs on it are actually really good. It's not something that out of all of them that I crave wanting to go to, I'm like, I gotta listen to this one. On this album, my favorite song on this one would definitely be No Fear. And my least favorite would actually be Lagi Lagi, which I do like. They have another version of, I believe it's the acoustic version, that I actually think is better than the original version on this. Now, I do want to give props to Strings. This album kind of feels like it plays it safe. Strings kind of goes in that risky area, but I don't think it's enough to really make this feel like it's doing something edgy and getting it out of that standard pop feel. So that's my feelings on my number 3 choice. So for my number 2 choice would be Born to Win, their first album. Apart from just one little part of it, I would say this is pretty darn close to a perfect album. There is a lot of good stuff on this. I just feel like the one that I'm going to tell you is the worst song. It's not a bad song, but it just brings the energy down in my opinion. It does have their second best song on it. The worst song I would say on it would be Kapit Lang. The best song is right after, which is 8. I don't know what it is about to me with Kapit Lang, but it just feels like put together with all the other stuff on this, especially the 2 songs that sandwiched between, it kind of loses that punch that I was hoping it would have. So if you haven't heard 8, just as a song itself is just mind-blowingly good. Number 1 would be BINIverse. BINIverse is amazing. Even though I've been mentioning that I think we're kind of getting to the point where Blink Twice is getting beaten into the ground, half of it doesn't have the strength that the other half of it has. Still, the way that it works together is just amazing, to where even the songs that aren't at the level that the good ones are, it makes up for it by the way that the whole album is laid out together. My least favorite song on this one would definitely be Cherry on Top, which I've never been a big fan of Cherry on Top. To turn around, third favorite song on this would actually be the Cherry on Top remix. So I might as well say my third favorite song of all by BINI on this one, Zero Pressure. But my favorite song out of everything would be Out of My Head. That's the type of song I could just listen to over and over and over and over again. But that's my take on the albums. I would love to hear from any other fans what you agree with, what you disagree with, what your opinions are as far as what their best is, and what their best songs are as well too.